Today you will learn how the melting of the Arctic can dramatically change the world, and why the Third World War can start abruptly and when it can happen, and why countries are fighting for this area of interest, and most importantly, why, and what minerals are hidden in the ice of the Arctic. Well, let's start with the fact that people confuse the Arctic with the Antarctic. Remember, in the Arctic are icebreakers and polar bears, and in the Antarctic are penguins. The benefit of a glacier is that it works as a refrigerator for the planet. And time it reflects sunlight, evaporating glaciers, cooling the planet. The Arctic and Antarctic maintains a stable temperature with its ice like an air conditioner. And maintaining a stable temperature without ice, our planet would be like the Sahara Desert. So why do countries fight for this piece of land in a cold climate? The Arctic is very rich in minerals, and according to forecasts, and this is what our Earth will look like by 2040, there are 30% of gas reserves in these lands, a lot of nickel, which is needed for metallurgy, and gold and oil. 6 NATO members are claiming the Arctic, and this is a direct argument that Russia is against NATO. Just by the way, in the Arctic, there are amazing natural phenomena such as brainicles. When seawater freezes, salt is released in the form of brine, which is heavier and colder than the surrounding the seafloor, and freezing all life in its path, including starfish and other bottom-dwelling creatures. This phenomenon is a great example of how physical processes in the ocean can create surprising and even dangerous structures for marine life. And it also instantly turns any water into steam. Now the Arctic, although it may seem like a block of ice, remember about Alaska, it was also talked about until they found their huge reserves of gold and oil more than Saudi Arabia. When the ice melts, the war begins. The Arctic isn't just snow and ice. It's the new battleground where the future of global power will be decided. Right now, everything seems calm, but this is only the silence before the storm. When the ice sheets finally melt, the fight for territory won't be about diplomatic talks anymore. It will be about military bases, warships, and nuclear threats. A new Cold War? No, a new hot war. Territorial claims are inevitable. Russia, the US, Canada, China, and European nations all want their share of this resource-rich land. And they're not just talking about it, they're already preparing for the inevitable confrontation. Military expansion has already begun. Russia has already built 2 powerful military bases in the Arctic and is expanding its fleet of icebreakers, the largest in the world. NATO is increasing its presence, constructing airstrips and naval ports for future operations. China, despite not being an Arctic nation, is building icebreakers and buying up land for strategic positioning. Beneath the ice, vast oil and gas reserves, along with rare minerals, have already been tapped. Resources worth trillions of dollars. But military preparation isn't just about ships and bases. It's about missiles and hypersonic technology. Hypersonic weapons, the new World War III arsenal rocket Zircon, Russia's hypersonic missile, capable of reaching speeds of 10,000 kilometers per hour, 5,000 miles per hour, deployed on warships and submarines. The US is rapidly developing hypersonic missiles like ARRW and AGM-183A. China has already tested its DFZF hypersonic glide vehicle, which can evade any missile defense system. Once these weapons reach full-scale deployment, wars won't last for months or years. They'll be over in hours. How will World War III begin? The scenario is almost inevitable. First, the shadow war, cyber attacks, DDoS assaults, mass hacking. No bullets fired, but entire infrastructures collapse. Next, research ships. We're just studying fish. But in reality, they're conducting military surveillance. Then, secret military bases. Just weather stations, but equipped with missile systems and radars. The most chilling sign, war memes. First, they're funny. Then, they're not. When the jokes stop, the war begins. History has already shown us how this plays out. But if the world doesn't change course, there's only one ending. The ice will melt, and the world will burn with it. Do you think there's still a chance to avoid this war? Or have we already passed the point of no return? Write in the comments.